My name is Bishop David Monroe, and my life has been an adventure, really. I knew of one young family with 2 children that were both deaf. And I thought, I should start learning that because no one else is doing it. Then from then on, I started doing 1 Mass a month at the parish in sign language, spoken and signed. So I enjoyed my ministry as well as the fact of serving the people.
Our family met Bishop Monroe at the Holy Rosary Cathedral over 30 years ago when my mom was pregnant with Jude.
Both our grandfathers have passed away, and having Bishop Monroe in our lives as a spiritual father is like having a 3rd grandfather. We can actually say that he's been the only person outside of our family who's known us every single year of our life. He's taught us how to look at things in a very Christ-centered way.
And what's really surprised me the most is that he's never lost his temper. He's always very even-keeled and very grounded. And that sense of peace you can only really get not from this world, it's from God. And that's really inspiring and really, truly life-giving to be around.
In October 2010, Bishop Monroe was severely injured after he was attacked at the rectory in Kamloops.
On this one evening, had been doing a wedding rehearsal, and a young fellow came up to them and said, you know, can you get a doctor? And where's the priest? And I said, I can't do anything for you. He grabbed me around the neck, and he was squeezing hard. I was taken to the hospital. For about a month I was there.
It took him months to heal, and despite his injuries, he was so loving, forgiving, and compassionate towards the person who had attacked him. It had a really lasting impact on both Rachel and I.
Without priests, I think we'd be lost.
Well, it happened to me that as I was still a sacristan, I was leaving my house one morning and fell on the way down the steps and ended up having broken my knee and calling the ambulance and so on. So I was able to call, it was Father Bolesky, and I called him and let him know that what had happened. He very quickly, by the time I got myself sorted out with the hospital, he came and visited, brought me a radio, came a couple of times, and which was awfully very nice of him to do that. He was very caring.
In October of 2004, Father Smith came to our door, and he came in and he said, Clay, your father has left us. And this came out of the blue, and I was in shock. I don't know what I was thinking. This was probably the most crushing news that I'd ever received. I don't even remember how I received it, but what I do remember is Father Smith not only sharing the worst news I've ever heard, but doing so lovingly, and then basically saying, what do you need? For Father Smith to be there, not judgment, not even saying anything, just to be present with me, that means a lot.
Even Bishop Monroe recognizes himself that he's never truly retired, even though he's retired from active ministry, but as a priest, he continues on.
I think once it's ingrained in you, that heart of service, that call to serve others, I'm not sure if you ever really outgrow that or outlive that.
It means that they are still carrying out an active ministry. So I don't think, unless they're totally incapacitated, that they ever stop.
When it comes to priests and where they go after they're done their priestly services, after they retire, what community do they have to go to? Especially as we talk about relational ministry and accompaniment and discipleship and all these things. We talk about this in ministry all the time. A question for me would be, are these priests experiencing the same thing as retired priests?
I see the good life they've lived, and it impacts me, of course, it does. It strengthens my own faith.
That's another reason why I'm so grateful for priests, is how instrumental they've been in my faith journey as mentors, as leaders, as shepherds, as friends.
I don't know how they do it. These folks were always wearing two hats, but somehow they manage.
I know the Archbishop wants to make sure that their wonderful life continues till the end.
I want to continue using the abilities that I have.
In return, we can do a small part, our small part, in loving, praying, and supporting them.